Hey, I'm Chandler, and right now I'm talking to you from New Hope Community Bikes in Hamilton, Ontario, the meeting place for a new startup church called Restoration Hamilton. In order to tell you what Restoration Hamilton is, I have to first start with the story of New Hope Community Bikes, and that's where we are right now. New Hope Community Bikes is a bike shop for cyclists, and it was born out of a desire to love God and love its neighbors. You see, a few people identified that bikes were not just a recreational activity for people in East Hamilton, but they were a way in which people took care of their families by going to get groceries. They were a way in which people actually maintained and sustained their businesses, and as a way in which people got to work. And because of this, New Hope was born, beginning first to refurbish and fix bikes, ride with people, and educate the city. And by doing this alongside others, New Hope Bikes has been able to meet a basic transportation need. The shop for years now has been a presence of love and care in the community and a marketplace of on-trend activities. And because of this, Christian community has begun to emerge from the shop itself. It's an educational charity run by Christians, but more than that, many volunteers and customers have begun to gather in the shop itself. And the bike community has begun to express a desire to not just go to church, but to start being the church from within the shop itself. And this is exactly where Restoration Hamilton came from. A few people began to pray regularly about how to take care of this emerging Christian community and fan into flame this desire to do discipleship and worship within the shop. And this group became known as Restoration Hamilton. Our mission is to work towards the restoration of people and place alongside the restoration of bikes, and to equip bike mechanics and customers to be people mechanics and disciples. In April of 2015, we began to do this with a gathering called Shop Talks. We converted New Hope Bikes into a space for worship and began to reach out to cyclists and their friends. We became Cyclists for Cyclists and invited others to come talk shop of the human heart. And we set aside a time to celebrate because there was restoration worth celebrating. And Shop Talks has been a hit. We have food, great music, and we tell stories of restoration. And all right in the shop walls. It's a familiar place for the regulars of New Hope Bikes and a very safe environment to ask questions of God and His Word in a place that doesn't contain common church subtext. You see, New Hope Bikes has provided good soil for discipleship. And that is exactly what Restoration Hamilton wants to do. We want to make disciples. We build the relationships at and around the bike shop, and then we make invitations into discipleship spaces like one-to-ones, prayer rides, shop talks, and service activities. And in the near future, we're also looking into small groups, and we want to dive into some social enterprises of our own. But bikes are our medium to discuss Jesus and His ability to restore all that is broken. One way we look at this is like church in the bike shop. By day, our members serve the community through the established bike charity, and by night, we worship and gather to celebrate the miracles of God's hand. In this tandem partnership, our hope is to disciple cyclists and their friends from the first point of grace through to meeting Jesus, baptism, and beyond. And all through continuing to use cycling as a medium for conversation and analogy. And so, as the shop grows in serving the city and getting involved in the public school systems and the city camps and all that it's doing, Restoration Hamilton wants to be here, ready to make connections and invite others to think about why they serve the neighborhood and the city and what convictions lie behind the desires to love one another, the convictions that started New Hope Community Bikes. Restoration Hamilton wants to ride with people and ride with you. So there's my invitation. Come ride with us.